So we're live, and good to see you today, my EOS podcast friends. Today I have Fred from pixEOS. We're going to talk about EOS. We're going to talk about this really cool project that's coming up, and just a really interesting conversation, a little bit of art coming your way as well. So Fred, welcome to the show. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Fred from pixEOS. I think you've been following a little bit what we've been doing in the ecosystem, the energy, the positivity in our group, our amazing team that kind of came all from the community. So besides the core team that founded the project, everyone else came from the community and is working amazingly to make pixEOS what it is today.
It feels like we're getting to the stage where the applications are really starting to grow and actually get some users. And like last year was just this kind of clunky mess where everyone's trying to figure something out. But this year feels like we have a direction, and there's some apps that are launching that have users. And not only that, some of these apps that are coming out are like, oh, that's going to be big. Like there's some, I mean, pixEOS is a good example. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But aside from pixEOS, what do you think like some of the most promising applications right now are?
Some of the most promising applications. We've been talking a lot with Infiniverse. One of the apps that I really love, like what they are planning to put down the line. There's a lot for them to cover yet. There may be some interactions that we can have, because we have a lot of things that we evolved also in pixEOS. Is a highly scalable platform. So there's a lot we can do. We're not closed to a very strict roadmap. We're very user-friendly in our materials and in our white paper and so on. Infiniverse is something that I really like. Mythical games is also something that I think will bring a lot of good stuff to the game and bring more users, more adoption. Obviously, DICE. Many people, they don't like gambling, but they need to accept that DICE proved that token mechanics and token economics work. So it's not a protocol that will prove that token mechanics and token economics work. It's an application that people can go in and use it. It doesn't matter what is the let's say the goal of it. If it's betting, if it's painting in the canvas, if it's breaking bricks on the screen, if it's sword fighting, you need to have applications where you prove that the blockchain is not only a financial tool to transfer financial assets, because actually these will change, and we know how strict things are going, how we're being looking after to get things right. The world still didn't understand that blockchain is something that can actually solve many of the world problems, and can solve like the supply chain issues. For example, blockchain is an amazing tool for supply chain, and in our case, we're trying to use it. Obviously, we created a project for massification to bring people to use it. And our first step is doing that, but our ultimate goal is to deal with the art provenance, and digital art copyright issues. So, but we can go deeper into that later.
Yeah, tell me. I mean, you're kind of a visionary for the team, so tell me a little bit about your history and why you ended up getting into Pixel Master. Like, what's your blockchain history?
Blockchain history. So I'm a blockchain. The first coin I bought, it was Litecoin.
Okay.
That's the first coin I bought. And that was the first amazing experience I had. With a pump. With a pump, multiple times. So the first was Litecoin. The second one was EOS. The second one was EOS. So my experience with blockchain, I'm roughly, I would say 1.5 years, almost 2 years in the blockchain scene. What happened last year, it was like I bought Litecoins, they pumped. I bought Litecoins, I bought EOS, they pumped. I bought Tron, a bunch of Tron in November. Yeah, and I got into Ripple because an American friend of mine told, this is the future of finance, you need to buy Ripple. And I not even knew about centralization, decentralization, that they were bank related, whatever. I just bought it because it was a cool asset in that time. It had lots of perspective, according to this friend of mine. And then I got into this ICO craze in December, where everyone was telling you need to invest in this. They would solve all the problems in the world about, I don't know, publicity and marketing, or these guys are solving all the cloud problems in the world, and you need to get into that. And then we started it with a group of friends, checking and trying to identify the ICOs that were promising.
Trial by fire, man.
And we ended up together. Yeah. And we ended up in a group, an ICO group for blockchain, a competing blockchain that is not competing anymore because they didn't move as fast as EOS moved. And we were talking about all the projects there. Yeah. And one of the administrators, it was a Portuguese-speaking group. One of the administrators told, like, guys, why you don't create your own group just to discuss ICOs? It's not the right place, right? And then we did it. And we grown like to, I don't know, 300 people in a couple of months. And I realized that first there was a big security problem with the users, with all the impersonations and scam and phishing attempts, mainly on Telegram, because Telegram was our platform. And then one thing that we did first was to create a very educated community. So to get our users to know all about Telegram security and how to secure themselves in Telegram and not get phished or not get scammed. And then we created this ICO analysis group. We started to make our own reports, our own articles, website and all of that, only for Portuguese speaking people, because there is very, very few materials online in Portuguese. From there, we started to get well known, and I was invited to be a community manager for a cybersecurity project based in Ethereum at that time. And I worked for 6 months for them. And at one stage, they put out a challenge for a team from the community to start developing some cybersecurity stuff for them, for Telegram. So we put together a team. I put together a team with friends, and we started to develop for them.
Cool. And then
that went on until tell me.
Oh, and then you segued into pixEOS. How'd that kind of end up falling together? What was the thought behind that?
Together? Yeah, this is, so we were 6 months working with this project. Then we tried to launch something our own. We developed a communication and chat app that would solve many of the problems that Telegram is not solving. We're trying to put a lot of stuff together, and it was moving really, really well. It was very, very promising. But then the bear market hit, and we didn't have the chance to launch it. So we were in contact with many, many people, VCs, partners, and so on. And we didn't manage to launch. So we put a pause in the projects, but I'm not a quitter. So I was looking for an opportunity to launch something in blockchain. That was my dream. And put together with something that I like in real life. So I'm an art collector, I'm a musician, I'm a designer, old school designer, 3D Max and Photoshop from the very, very first versions, very, very beginning. So I'm not like that young, like 80% of the blockchain crowd right now. And I ended up writing something about putting art and blockchain together. And at the same time, I started to discover the EOS dApps. So I was first day on DICE from the beginning. I was first day on Pixel Master. Actually, Katie from EOS Asia probably remember that I was in her beta test group before they delivered the project to the community. Because then further down the line, it was actually developed by the community. And I started Pixel Master right in the first day as well. So I fell in love when I've seen that actually blockchain has applications out of finances, and that they can be awesome, that they can be used and they can be adopted. So there's much more to explore. And then it tweaked a bit my plans, and then I thought, okay, so we can develop something relating art to blockchain, but at the same time, make it popular. and how to make it popular, because art is something very specific. Like, it's not everyone that is into art, it's not everyone that understands art, and it's not everyone that it can consume good art, right? Unfortunately, Pixel Master died a sudden death. So the economy, like, the model was brilliant, how it was done, where they took their example with this Reddit canvas and the $1 million page. That is this pixel page that was launched to support a dude to pay for his university.
Wait, say that again?
And everything was brilliant, but the $1 million page.
I'm not familiar with that. What's that $1 million page?
The $1 million page is a website with 1 million pixels, where each pixel was sold for $1.
Oh, okay.
And the creator's goal was to pay for his studies. So he put that out. It was a huge success, and then it became a web advertisement canvas. So the companies, they started to draw over it.
Is that a
blog?
Had
many famous.
Is that a blockchain?
It's not a blog anymore. It's still no. It's not a blockchain project.
Oh, okay.
This is an old web project.
Interesting.
And then after that, you had
kind of where these Pixel Masters were originally born, or these, like, because there was one on ETH as well. So that's kind of where this idea was originally born. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool history. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
$1 million. It's the $1 million page.
Cool. I'll check that out later.
Actually, it's called the $1 million page. You can check it out. It's
okay.
$1millionpage.com is
cool.
the website. It is sold out, so you can see that it's sold out, and you see hundreds, if not thousands, of advertisements over there. So people, they started to buy space over space.
MySpace.
Yeah, and it's funny that you can see some, like, very, very old
they died
things that we don't
using poor advertising resources.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And that's where Pixel Master get their inspiration from, and Pixel Master is where we got our inspiration from.
So what's the difference?
The mechanics.
Yeah. So
what's the difference between us? The main difference is that our DApp is only one component of our platform. So pixEOS is not a DApp. pixEOS is not a pixel game. The pixel game is one of the components, and is the popularization component that we found for the platform. So it's the introduction to the pixEOS world. Okay, so many people, they still have this point, I'm not going to play pixEOS. Why people are putting money in pixEOS? Why do they have a token? Because we are not a pixel game. We are a platform. We are an art gamification platform, where the gate to it is a pixel game, because it worked, because ours have a very nice economical model. That what we did, we put together the Pixel Master economy and mechanics, and we put it together with DICE mechanics, or betting platform mechanics. So we have the staking. So the people they're getting pixEOS right now. Right at the start, they can stake their tokens, and they can have results from that. So obviously, the volume of the game will represent something that they have in return. So the pixEOS platform in a whole, it's a smart economy with a profit sharing soul. So we started from the early beginning of our community to distribute our pixEOS tokens. So we always believe that we can do something else than just throwing tech out. So we want to share, we want to bring the community together, we want to get the community involved, and we want them to have a result. We're not greedy guys, we're not playing the ICO game, the ICO $20 million game. We are playing the game of having enough to develop an awesome platform, to put our tech team to the test, to the limit, in speed of development, speed of delivery. That is something that DICE actually did. I was like super crazy about the speed that DICE was delivering. And that's our spirit. If you look at our community and see what we created, we are 1 month and something old, I would say 10 days old. So we grown an almost 800 people community in Telegram, purely organic. We didn't spend a dime. There's no bots in our community. Wow. Everyone that came in, or they came for a strategic initiative that we did, be it whatever, one contest, be it making avatars for them. Our avatars are kind of viral right now. Many people, they're asking for us to design avatars. This is crazy in Korea and China. We're very, very popular already in Korea and China. And people, they're coming to us all the time. I want pixel avatar. I want the pixEOS avatar. And we are very good in this. We're very good in strategizing ways to build the community and to connect with them in a way that is stronger than just paying in a crypto marketing company to throw bots inside our channel. So we believe that we can build something like stronger than that. And we want to build that because we want to keep adoption. We're not bringing people invest in projects or play our game and give us some buck. No, we want people to use the platform. We want people to get into the platform through the game, extend to the auction house, extend to the art house, to the NFT gallery, use our NFT standard that is purely and exclusively designed to art, to deal with art provenance and to deal with digital art copyrights.
Wow.
So basically,
yeah, it sounds like, I mean, it's the Pixel game is the intro into just an art and game platform in general, where you're doing all kinds of tokenized art, NFTs. It sounds like. Can you tell me how far along? Like, where's the project right now? What's up? What are you working on? Where are you at right now?
What we're working on right now is in the game. Like, we're developing the game right now.
Okay.
So our roadmap, like, we want to deliver the game in the last days of January. So we don't have a fixed date. So our devs are working like full steam, hyper speed to have it on time. I'm pretty pushy with that, and we have amazing devs working on the contracts and in the front end, and we have artists involved with front end, people that they understand pixel art. So we have, for example, Fabi Yamada is one of our featured artists and team members, and she's a pixel artist. So everything she does is pixel related or voxel related. So she does not only pixel art, but 3D pixel art. So she's dealing with voxel. There's an amazing designer tool, open source for 3D figures and landscapes. So we put together a team that really understands what they're doing. So we have artists in the team. We have 8 featured artists right now, part of the structure. They are not team members, but they are contributors to the platform. So they're designing, they're helping us with our imagery, they're helping us with our branding. We are creating a very nice initiative right now that will launch. It's firsthand that someone is listening about this. We're building like a giant background, digital background, and all the artists in the community, they can put their parts on it, and it will be kind of the pixEOS world. And this is not related with Canvas. It's the million pixel canvas is something that is a purely digital, organic, collaborative art that we will launch, and everyone in the community can make a piece in PNG based on what we will present and be part of that. And all the artists, they will be named and linked. We'll have a hyperlink to their portfolio or their social media page. And we'll see how big it grows. It can become the biggest crypto art, crypto collaborative art ever. So it's in the making right now.
That's cool. So what's kind of the vision?
We're all about like involving the community.
Mm-hmm.
Longer term for the platform?
Let me kind of recap. I got a little confused there, but so it sounds like you guys are going to have like a lot of people are going to be able to come in, make their own pixel art, and then almost put it in like a gallery of NFTs.
No, it's very.
Or what was that?
No, you need to look. pixEOS is not, because we're using crypto with purely tech concepts. Okay. Where you go, you code, and you deliver. pixEOS is not that.
Yeah.
pixEOS is a whole structure around like a real community project for people, not for tech people. So if you're expecting that we'll write, and that you can look at our white paper and you figure that out. You look at our website and you figure that out. So we're not made for technology people. We're made for the people. We're made for the artists. We're made for the art enthusiasts, that for people that never not even heard about what is blockchain cryptocurrency. We are made, we designed the project to be first a community project. So this canvas is a purely organic digital canvas. It's not related to the platform, but it's related with the project.
Okay.
pixEOS is not only a blockchain project.
Yeah.
pixEOS is a community project that will deliver a tech platform for their users to use the platform. So we're not proving us to be a good developer or a good tech team or whatever. We're proving pixEOS as something that can be used by the masses and that runs in the blockchain.
Yes.
Right? And besides that, we have many real world initiatives. The first one that we're launching is this collaborative canvas. It's not related to the platform. We have two canvases that you can picture. It's the 1 million pixels canvas that is a tech project connected in blockchain. All the transactions in the canvas are registered in the EOS blockchain. It runs in the EOS blockchain. These will be launched in the end of January. In about, I would say, 2 weeks, a bit before the 1 million pixel canvas, we'll launch a digital art canvas where people, they can design in their own computer in Photoshop or whatever is the software they're using for design, a PNG file that will be put in this canvas. That will be the pixEOS world or the pixEOS realm, or we'll call it and name it as you want. So it's a purely digital art collaborative piece that can become the biggest crypto collaborative arts ever done. And this will then be converted, or we'll have an NFT generated to back these arts. So this will be a sole edition, or we still don't know if we'll make 10 editions, 5 editions, 1,000 editions. It depends on the adoption we have. These will be backed by an NFT. So the person that acquires that NFT will have access and will be the owner of an edition of that digital art that is not connected to the 1 million pixel canvas.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So what we're trying to put two things together. First, community adoption. It's our main priority. Mm-hmm. Technology, good guys in tech, good developers. We have millions today working with blockchain. But what we want is to stand out as the project that goes first to the community and brings the community to the blockchain and make the community use the blockchain technology and the cryptocurrencies to use something that is useful for them in the real.
Yeah. Well, that's been the theme that I've been seeing into 2018 and what we're going to see in 2019. I feel like is this the hidden blockchain, the real businesses launching, marketing, having something really usable with great UX that people don't even know or necessarily care that they're using the blockchain. They're using it because it's a great application. It sounds like you're trying to bridge that gap, or you are bridging that gap. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. And we're actually bridging that gap, because one of my main concerns when we were talking about the strategic partnership was to identify partnerships that would get us further, that would break the horizon of the EOS blockchain. So we want to be in EOS, we are in EOS, EOS is in our heart, but I want the Ethereum people to use our dApps and our system. So we are building a 2-layer. We have established a partnership with Litex, and they do second layer integration with Ethereum. So they're already a strategic partner. You can look at our website. Then we recently closed a partnership with BitPi that has the pairings for the eBTC, USD, and Ethereum coins in the EOS blockchain. So we're trying to get as, how would I say, broad as possible to bring the crowds in. So first thing is community, to create and generate and grow an organic community that understands what we're doing and that participates on it.
Yeah, I mean, without the users, you can have fantastic tech, but if people aren't there using it and playing with it,
exactly. And we've been watching this every day.
Yeah.
We've been watching this every day for the last 2 years. You can have the most amazing team in the world, like spaceship engineers, right? But they're building pure tech, and where are the users, right?
So you have
tech without users,
and you do have a really quality tech team, by the way. But it sounds like you also have a really quality business background with some branding. What's that come from, or what's that team look like?
This is I would say my 20 plus years experience organizing events and brand activation initiatives. So I run my own destination and event management company for 10 years, and I'm in the business for roughly 21 years.
Yeah.
So dealing with the biggest brands in the world, we can name any one of them. We organized events for them
Coca-Cola.
in many different areas. So we did pharma, we did automotive, we did tech, we did insurance, we did banking, we did everything. So we worked with almost everyone in very high-end events and campaigns. So when you are used to engage real people, looking eye to eye, and make amazing digital campaigns as well, because we were doing that, and our CTO was working in a brand activation company as an UX and UI expert, doing also things worldwide. When you come to the blockchain, you bring a lot of expertise. We're very, very experienced in this part, so we know how to build a community.
Yeah,
and how to
that's
engage,
great.
how to engage people.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like what you're pushing forward is pretty cool. I'm really interested to see how the NFT art gallery ends up working. I can't wait to see that evolution of it. That'll be really cool. And you said you mentioned that you had like 11 or artists that are already partnered or on board, or featured artists.
Yeah, we have 8 featured artists from all fields. 8 featured artists. We have Reynard. He's a German painter, so he's an amazing digital artist. But if you see his paintings, it's like jaw-dropping, beautiful. So he's an amazing artist. He's actually designing the background of this collaborative work that will launch very soon to the community to participate. Then we have Fabi Yamada. She's a pixel artist and 3D voxel artist, and she does amazing things. I call her the mother of bots because she created the image of Voxy, that is our EOS account giving bots. Okay. So amazing, super creative artist. And we have Yuzaimon, that is a mix. He can do everything, and he's part of the team. Not all featured artists are part of the team of pixEOS, because some of them, they want freedom, so they don't want to be attached to the branding or the company itself. So they want to collaborate, but they don't want to be attached with the companies. They want still to do freelance work or to paint their stuff, so they're not actually an employee of the company. And then we have the team that actually are people that are getting paid and working for pixEOS. And then we need to differ that. And we have team members that are also featured artists, so they can create in both worlds. They can take part of our branding strategy, of our design, in-house design, and so on. Then they can still create their own stuff as a featured artist. So pixEOS is very different. I don't like to brag or tell or say anything that you never seen anything like pixEOS, but structure-wise, myself as a crypto enthusiast for almost 2 years, I never seen anything like this. Yeah. Like in the community building, company structure, knowledge, how we can collaborate with the blockchain in a different way, a more positive, energetic way. There's no bear market in our group. No one ever commented about the price of EOS, or we're dumping, or it's red, or I'm gonna sell my house because I don't know what to do. My life is ruined, like you see everywhere. So there's no price discussion whatsoever from day one. It's only like we had fun, we had gift wars. Some people don't like, but this is how we do. We share stickers, we put a lot of image. Our group was always very colorful, and we always want to keep it like that. So it's a place for it to be free, for it to be accepted. Also, obviously, we have our rules against the FUD and being extremely negative or attacking the project. But we managed to answer to all the questions. Like the core team is pretty much involved, and we know what we're talking about, and we know where we want to go. So yeah, everyone is invited to join and ask us a million questions. I'll be there to answer anytime.
Yeah, cool. What's your vision kind of for the future? Let's say a couple of years down the road, because it sounds like, I mean, this has a lot of skills and a lot of things, a long roadmap. What's it look like maybe 3 years down the road?
3 years down the road. So let's say this year we have all our first stage roadmap is planned for this year. So our ultimate goal for this year is the art house. So you have the pixel game, right? Nice, amazing economics. You can play, you can have fun. You can get pixEOS token mining. You can stake them, and you can keep on playing. It's more interesting for you. You don't want to play, you just want to stake. It's also interesting for you. And then we bridge things in a way that when we'll have the economy as stable as possible, and this comes with volume and adoption, we will launch the NFT standard, and we will start to back the arts that first that we have on board. So it will be the collaborative canvas out of the pixel game, the first canvas of the first final canvas of the pixel game. They will be backed by NFTs, and they will be launched in the auction house as valuable digital art pieces backed by the exclusively designed pixEOS art NFT. Because in the beginning we're not backing anything else but art pieces,
right?
Both digital and physical.
Let's talk a little.
Then, but just completely down further down the road. So then comes the NFT gallery, where the artists, they can actually convert their art or generate NFTs for their art and expose their work. Is a curated gallery. So it's not that you go there, make your profile. Because I have money, I generate 1,000 NFTs and I spread around telling I have a pixEOS NFT to sell. No, it's curated content, because we have a lot to care about copyrights. We have a lot to care about authorship, about provenance. So we'll have all the conventions like you have in the real world for art and digital arts. We'll follow the same conventions for the curated content of our NFT gallery. So, and that's why it's important for us to have featured artists, because we know for sure 100% where their art comes from, and that they're not stealing art from other people, because they're creating the art within the platform from its core before even the platform is deployed. So we will start with the featured artist. They will have a profile in the NFT gallery, and it's a curated content, but curated in a very serious way, because we're dealing with a very serious issue that is copyright and provenance. And then after the NFT gallery, we'll launch the art house, that I think is our ultimate goal. That is a place where the artists and digital creative media people, they can actually get freelance works. So you have a company, you need a logo design, and you need a whole designing campaign, and you need banners or whatever, animations, you can name it. Even if you want a family portrait, let's say a pop surrealistic family portrait for yourself, you go there, you ask one of the artists to do it for you, and you commission the work, and you decide if you want it backed by an NFT or not. And it's a marketplace. It's a freelance marketplace for visual arts and creative media. So this is our ultimate goal. It's something like Fiverr, Upwork, all these places we know that we look for professionals online, but with a different tweak. It's proper artists that will be part of it. Like you have a game, you have an amazing backend gaming team, right? But you don't have anyone to design your front end, or anyone to design the cards for your game, or the collectibles of your game. You will launch a pet game and you want the pet figures, but you have an amazing backend smart contract team that cannot do it by themselves, or they cannot spend time doing that. So you come to the pixEOS platform to hire these people to work for you in crypto, and obviously get the service done and pay with crypto. And that's the ultimate goal of our first stage roadmap, right? And then from that is a secret right now. We have so many cool things down the road, but we don't want to promise or over-deliver expectations. So let's keep it there. Let's deliver what we have planned. It's 4 components plus some Easter eggs on the mix. And let's achieve that by the end of this year, and then we'll make a new roadmap for the community and telling like where we're heading next.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great roadmap, and it starts to make you think of so many interesting things. I love the idea of the curated NFT gallery, bringing basically digitizing like galleries in the real world, where you have one of a kind, possibly art in this digital gallery that people can then purchase. I mean, could people hypothetically purchase, say it's a one of a kind, an NFT token, they purchase it, then it would disappear from the gallery, I would think, if they have the NFT token.
No,
Okay.
It's a very interesting question. A very interesting question that I had it many times in our community. People, they still didn't understand. We are not classifying or guaranteeing the image of the art. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're creating a digital cryptographic certificate.
Okay. So you own the image.
That means that you own the image. So you can prove that an image is yours. And the next owner, imagine that you have a painting on the wall, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a very valuable painting. And you have a paper certificate of this painting, right? This paper certificate can be burned. The painting can be stolen, and they can steal the paper certificate and sell it very quick in the market. There are many things that can happen with this. A flooding, whatever. You save the picture, you don't save the paper certificate, and the paper certificate was, I don't know, issued in the 70s, and you will never get a paper certificate if you don't have a special team analyzing technically your art and the provenance of the art and the materials and the art style and the artist's style, the artist's brushes, techniques, and everything. So it's very complicated, the provenance stuff. And I dealt with it personally because I own some artworks that I wanted to have them certified. Yeah. And it was a huge pain in the neck to get the specialist that was doing that, the foundation that would get into the conclusion that that art is original. And I still have some arts that they may be original and amazing art pieces, but because the artist died a long ago and he was not as well known as a Picasso that has an organized foundation, there's no one specialized in the art of that guy. So the ones that were kept with the certificate from that time are considered original, and the ones that got the certificate lost from that time are dubious. You cannot say if it's a reproduction or not. Like Mona Lisa, you cannot prove because Dali didn't have an NFT. So what the NFT does is it secures the provenance of the art. So if Dali would have an NFT back then, he would paint Mona Lisa, generate an NFT in pixEOS. And from that moment on, every further owner of Mona Lisa should have the NFT transferred to his wallet to prove the ownership of the artwork, right? Okay. He's protected, immortalized in the blockchain, immutable. And now with EOS, we know that's very safe. Mm-hmm. So we solved a lot of issues with the human readable names and all of that. You can protect yourself much better. So you feel much safer dealing on the EOS blockchain. So a lot of this cold wallet stuff and what should I do? It's very easy. Like in EOS, you can have one, and I used to say this to the crowd because they feel very unsafe into having a mobile wallet in EOS, though they're amazing. And we have some nice strategic partners that they have amazing products in the market. And this is what I say, you should have one token flow account that I call with a human readable name in your back account where you keep safe your assets, because with EOS, like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you transfer from one side to the other. So you use your flow token flow account to make your stuff and to play the games and to pay quick stuff and so on. And then you have your backup account where you have all your very valuable tokens, right? Mm-hmm. So EOS makes that possible. And with pixEOS, it's just a matter if you buy a digital art in our art house and you back it by an NFT. From that moment, you can only the owners can only prove property or propriety of the art if they have the NFT. So we're not classifying the image. The image is what it is. Anyone can make a print screen and spread it around. But if I catch that image spread around, I can go to the guy and tell, do you have the NFT backing these arts? Meaning that you have the copyright. Someone sold it to you, because if you don't know, but there is an NFT generated of 1,000 editions of these art. And for you to use these arts, you need to own one of the NFTs. So I need to know if that you're holding an NFT related to this artist's art in your wallet. And from that moment, it makes the legal actions very easy to prove that this guy is not using my image properly, right?
Yeah, it could almost be a that could just be a smart contract, and the arbitration for that could be a smart contract in itself, where you don't even need to get people involved. You just send maybe even just a smart contract request to verify the picture and it's linked to it and it verifies back. That happens all by the computers. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So cool. We just kind of zoomed out into the big vision. I wanted to, as we start to wrap up here, I wanted to zoom back into the pixEOS game itself, or excuse me, the first game that you're releasing, and how those mechanics work, because it will be a little bit like Pixelmaster, but you have a lot of other little nuances there that change that. So can you give an overview of the game mechanics and the staking?
For sure. So what we did, it's very simple. We caught Pixelmaster, we caught dice, and we put both in a pot and we stirred, right? So what you have is a Pixelmaster where you can create art in the canvas, you can paint the pixels. At the same time, you're painting with EOS, you're getting pixEOS. So you're minting in the game. It's a POS structure. People, they call it mining. We're not mining. We don't have CPUs or cards running to mine coins in the blockchain. We're minting tokens in the platform. So as you use EOS, you get pixEOS in return in a ratio. And then you can stake those pixEOS. So at the same moment that you're making art, you're getting a virtual token that you can actually stake in the game. And the mechanics are just like dice. So you have Brandon?
Oh, you're back. Yep. So you said that the mechanics are just like dice. Oh, cut out again. There you are. So yeah, you said that the mechanics are just like dice. How the mechanics like dice as far as that goes?
I told you, throw EOS into the game, you get the tokens in return in a ratio, and you can stake them for dividends. It's exactly like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's a smart economy, profit sharing, smart economy. So everyone's sharing from the big pots, the volume of the game.
Okay. And so
as long as it has volume. So there is some very, very, very basic stuff about using any DApp that has a smart economy. Is never overindulge. Be responsible with your acts. Don't get too excited, because in the beginning it may look that is oh my goodness, I found my retirement plan is in this DApp. So never go to it. It's just a way to have fun. It's a game for you to play with virtual tokens and have some fun and participate in an actual working token mechanics in the blockchain. So this is the first rule. And the second one that I would say, believe in the long road. So don't think that the platform is like, because the volume went down, this platform is over. Because pixEOS is not a long, quick flip platform, short, quick flip platform, I would say. Not something that you make a lot of tokens in a very short period of time and then it's over. No, we have the NFTs. The NFTs that will be valuable. Every component of the platform will revert to the staking system or the token holders. So if you hold pixEOS, you benefit from the auction house, you benefit from the art house, you benefit on upcoming plans that we have for the platform that are not public. You still benefit of the people painting the 1 million canvas. You benefit if we back a sculpture in a city and we decide to, for that sculpture, launch an NFT, and that NFT will eventually be valuable someday. That's all of that reverts to the token holder.
Okay, so as far as the mechanics go, you pay EOS to basically buy pixels on the, and then
to paint pixels, because it's not
painting pixels, because we're artists. Okay, so
it's painting pixels. No, you're not taking anything home.
Okay, so you're putting EOS in, you're painting pixels, and then in return for painting, you're receiving tokens in the platform. With those tokens
in the platform,
you can stake them, or you can what else can you do with those tokens? I mean, obviously you probably sell them or trade them
at this stage. At this stage of the platform, you can stake them and wait, because then we'll launch other stuff. So you need to wait a little. The rest is not. Well, it's what I used to say, people. If you do your own research and you go to our announcement channel, you pay attention to our partnerships, then you see that we have a lot of things already hidden there. So you can kind of read where we're heading. Because if you put together what we've been saying in our channel, in the announcement channel, in the articles, we're launching many articles, like not many, but the ones that we need to launch. We have an amazing writer that is Stella Bell. Stella Bell was one of the top writers in Steam.
I'm familiar. She's a legend.
And now, she's a legend. Legendary Stella Bell.
Yeah.
And she's our writer right now. One of our team members and our writer. 100% pixEOS. So before she was working for other projects, right now she's a pixEOS writer, amazing one. And I lost myself. I speak too much. And then again,
you asked what's going on.
About what? Yeah. We're launching. We're publishing a lot of articles, and you figure out where we're heading. So we're not disclosing everything. As I told, we're not very technical. We don't want to throw a lot of calculations, formulas, and infographics about the platform, because the platform is scalable. Who's drawing and designing 68 or 70 pages white papers for the public to read is not making a project for the public. It's making a project for tech guys. And tech guys should pay attention to it, analyze it. And this is the crowd of these projects. We are a project for the people. So we put something like basic of the first stage of the roadmap for everyone to understand, and then we'll move from there. It's highly scalable. There are many things that are being proposed, many partnerships that people, they're coming, game companies, game devs, and I want to make a partnership with you. I have an idea, it could be implemented in your platform. We're open for that. So we have already extended the platform plans. We may have design tools in the platform completely backed by the EOS blockchain. So some things that you have open source out there, and it's sometimes it's not user friendly, sometimes it's difficult for people to learn to work with. We'll make it simple and we'll put it in the blockchain. So this is a little bit the goal that we have, and it's not in the white paper. You will not find it there. You'll find it due time when the core team releases the information.
Perfect. Well, I think I have a good understanding of where you guys are, where you're going, and it's what a fun, interesting project. And it sounds like you've got some cool Easter eggs hidden if people want to get on the socials and figure that out, do your own research here. So it's always about doing your own research, my EOS friends. That's how the game works.
Yeah, it's what I say. Don't trust what we say. See what we do. I learned in life, and I learned this from my dad. Words, they're worth what they are, written or spoken. So your actions, they will show what you are. And this is a 40 years old guy life lesson. Like, make things, don't say things. Don't write things, like prove things. Like make yourself proven by actions, not by words. And that's just a little bit of wisdom that I got in my life, and it works pretty well.
Yeah, man, I love that.
You get disappointed when you believe in people's words all the time.
Yeah, I love that. I think one of the most noble things people can do is try tough things and fail and try more. You know, there's people who are tinkering, and then there's people who are pundits talking about how they tinkered wrong, and it's just like, you know what, I'd much rather be someone that's doing something than the person talking about it, or so yeah, that's a beautiful piece of wisdom there, Fred. That's cool, man. And it shows with the project. you guys are going for it. It shows with your project. I like the vision of your team, where you guys are coming from. So as we start to wind down here, we got a great overview of pixEOS and what you guys are all about. Any closing thoughts, anything we might have missed? And then where people can find you if they want to do this, do their own research. Where would you point them to start doing that?
Where would I point them? First to our website, that is pixeos.io. It's pretty simple. You can look for us in Telegram. You just search pixEOS. So it's also very simple.
Easy enough.
T.me, yeah. pixEOS. And then our announcement channel is a very, very important information channel for our stuff. That is pixeos.io altogether. Is the announcement channel. We are on WeChat. We are not on Facebook. We're not pretty much into Facebook. Yeah. We don't like people controlling and knowing where every step you take and sharing information about it. So we're very decentralized in this aspect as well. So we're not on Facebook. We're on Twitter. It's very important. It's where we interact with all our strategic partners. We can read a lot of news. Like you have news popping out like first on Twitter. So in our news as well, so you can find us there. And if you want to talk with us anytime, it's Telegram and WeChat. Yeah, WeChat's a little bit more complicated. I need to invite you, so you can ask me on Telegram, or I'll share the QR code, and then you can join our WeChat groups.
Killer. Well, it was wonderful having you on the show, Fred. Love the project. I'm going to start digging in myself here, and I'll be following closely. So as as you develop the next stages of this, I'd love to have you back on in a quarter or 6 months or whenever things start popping up. Of course, hit me up, and we will keep our EOS friends in the loop with this art scene, because I think there's a lot of artists, or at least a lot of artist souls within the crypto community. So I think you got some good people watching this, so that'll be cool. For my listeners, EOS San Francisco Block Producer is our sponsor. I'm a co-founder there, so check us out. We're doing cool things for the community. The EOS Podcast, listen to the podcast version also. Not everything I do is on YouTube. Some of it's in the podcast, so don't miss those audio-only episodes. And Fred, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, of course. And
I appreciate the opportunity to be here and to present a little bit more about our project. Some things were disclosed. Was pretty cool that your audience is listening first. One thing that we're going to do, and we'll pretty soon publish something about it. We're doing a charitable art contest.
Oh.
So we have a very fatty EOS prize for an artist that invites a charitable institution to build up something physical with the theme art plus blockchain equals pixEOS.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Okay, art plus blockchain.
Yeah. So we're asking the teams to prepare a project for us, a mock-up of what they want to implement. We want to have a real artist involved, and we want to have a real charitable institution involved with these artists to build something. And it's a physical art. And the goal is first, our platform will finance we'll give the materials, we'll pay for the materials, for their work time to build it. And the winner will take the big pot of the prize. And we will very soon opening for a submission. So you send your mock-up and your project by email to us. We'll publish all over our social medias. We'll choose the 3 top winners, and these 3 ones will actually build. We'll finance the building of the project, and in the end, the winner will take the big pot. And the jury is composed by top authorities in the art crypto scene. So you see that you have some big names in the crypto art scene and blockchain scene involved as jury of the project. So it's something that will really also put the word out there about pixEOS.
That's another example. Another example, bringing kind of the real world and the physical world and people outside of EOS into the system, into the fold. That's a cool one. Can't wait to see what someone builds. Man, I'm thinking maybe I should build something. We'll see.
You can start looking for some charitable friends.
I got some charitable friends. We've also got
at the same time get them
We've also got a lot of Burning Man warehouses here in Santa Cruz where people are year-round building stuff for Burning Man. So maybe put one of those teams on it as well to like get some crazy art piece together. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
That would be fun. Yeah, and actually you're talking about Burning Man. We were called the Burning Man of EOS like a couple of times by our community members because it's always party there. It's always creativity, party, colors, and crazy stuff. Like we are ourselves right now. It's a little bit calmer now. Like we got a little bit more serious because the core team is pretty much involved with the launch. So I go there to answer questions. I'm not there to make gift parties or gift wars anymore, but I'll come back very soon with it. But yeah, we were called the Burning Man a couple of times. Burning Man of EOS.
The Burning Man of EOS Telegram channel. Check it out.
Check it out. And we're opening the pixEOS bar very soon. After launch, we have the plan to open a Telegram channel that is the pixEOS bar. Because many people, they wanted to share like improper contents, some arts that they're a little bit more provocative, or they would like to open their minds and then talk about whatever they want. So we don't want to restrict people too much. But actually, we have everyone watching us, and we have many nationalities, many different people in the group. And we want to reach everyone, so we kind of restrain some people of being themselves too much. Yeah. So what we are doing very soon is opening the pixEOS bar on Telegram, where you can go and do whatever you want. So you can make gift wars, you can talk with people and share your thoughts, your fears, your whatever. Find people to get along with. And it's like it was one of the ideas of our team. When some members, they were not very happy that they couldn't share their art because it was too provocative for the general crowd.
Yeah. Well, some art's meant to be provocative, so that's a good idea to give that a spot to live for sure.
Yeah, we want to give a spot for people to be a little bit bolder.
Yeah. So anything we kind of skipped over, didn't hit on, or any final thoughts?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think we covered everything. Like we're there.
We made it happen, Fred.
We're there for the community.
We killed it.
Make it happen.
Yeah, we've got it. Now we just put out a good hour and something content for all our EOS listeners, and we're educating them, man. And we're all learning together here. It's fantastic. That was fun.
Amazing, man.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, Fred. And like I said, we'll do this again at some point. It was a blast.
We will. I'm sure. We'll definitely be in touch.
To our EOS podcast listeners, farewell, my friends.
Bye-bye, my friends. Thank you so much.
Yep. Cheers.
Visit us and anything, just let us know.
Visit pixEOS.
The money is not the prime asset in life. Time is, and your time is.